Get it.
Thank you for joining us for another special New Year's episode of Trade the Chain. Once again, here with CJ, our crypto analyst from MarketRebellion.com, as well as Ryan Gorman, who's going to be our news anchor today. So this is a news episode special that we wanted to come to you with, and it's it actually, one of the articles is one we've heard before. Another one is breaking news as we are coming on the air here. But first, I'm going to let Ryan take away the legal and head into the shameless plugs.
Just a reminder, everyone, that all information and content provided by Trade the Chain is for informational and educational purposes only. This is not investment advice and should not be construed as such. Also, Trade the Chain is brought to you by Trade the Chain, a 24/7 community of traders around the world in 17 time zones, sharing ideas, victories, and other insights from the markets. We have our own proprietary research analyst. We have social media sentiment, price predictions, all kinds of SigDev data to help people make more informed trading decisions. TradeTheChain.com for a 14-day trial.
Yeah, I no longer use CoinMarketCap. I just look at Trade the Chain. I find it much more useful. And then the next one we have is Market Rebellion Crypto. If you like trade ideas, we are supplying multiple per week from analysts at Market Rebellion, including myself. We also have cryptocurrency education curriculum with a macro portfolio as well over the course of 21 to 22. We've actually made some new updates to that macro portfolio just this week. So if you'd like to check it out, you can sign up today for just $1. But we have a community of traders from all around the world in our chat. You can ask Monty and I questions 24/7. So if you want to check that out, go to marketrebellion.com/crypto.
And before I forgot to mention a really important thing, guys. Before you take it to the Van Eck news, Ryan, today at the end of our show, we're also going to announce the weekly $50 Bitcoin giveaway winner. So make sure you stay to the end and get that, because if your name's called, you're going to be slightly happy today.
Please. Great way to start the new year. Free Bitcoin. All right, so our first big story today is, I guess we're going to Bittrex. This broke just about a couple hours ago. Bittrex has announced that they will remove XMR, ZEC, and Dash from the platform as of Friday, January 15th. It seems like they're removing anything, similar to Ripple or anything that could be construed as a security that hasn't really gotten clarity from the SEC. What do you guys think is the impetus behind this?
Well, these are all privacy coins, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all have some form of zero knowledge proof to have the option to conceal the amount of the transaction. The FBI has actually told us that they have difficulty tracking Monero or XMR.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they tell us. But still, I think this is a direct result, like you said, Ryan, from the XRP scare and the security. I'm not sure XMR could be a security necessarily, but I think, it's clear that what the commonality between these three is that they're privacy cryptocurrencies that may face regulation. We'll have to see.
I mean, the SEC, not the SEC, the CEO of Dash, he's previously gone, public with conversations that he's had with the SEC. And he fully believes that it's not a security. And he's intimated that the SEC is kind of not necessarily given him their official word, but like his conversations with the SEC have led him to believe that it's not a security and they don't view it as a security. So if that's the case, privacy coin or not, unless Bittrex knows something that no one else does, I'm surprised that that's an all-time news dump. New Year's Day on Twitter. No one's really paying attention today compared to a normal work day. It just seems like it came out of nowhere.
And it's really, but I'm in agreement with you. I think there's a lot of nervous reactions going on ever since the XRP Ripple issues. But the, XMR was one of those coins that was very hard to deal with anyway, and finding venues to actually transact in it. I mean, this is a lot of people are bullish in Monero. And so where does this place Monero now if it starts losing venues? I mean, it's going to hurt. It could hurt investors in the end. So I do, we bring this up because it is a very important piece of news to pay attention to.
Do you think that this is the first of a wave of trading suspensions or delistings for these coins? Or is this kind of just a one-off proactive move by Bittrex?
I guess we'll see as we go into this first business week of the year. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of other nervous tensions from a lot of other exchanges that have come out of the XRP Ripple lawsuit. And I don't think we'll realize what the full extent of nervousness is, so to speak, behind the venues until, as we go into January. But it has shown that it's had profound and residual effect, this XRP lawsuit.
Absolutely.
And as we can see, the market is already responding with Monero down 9%, Dash down about 10% as well today. And if, you have to be able to buy these somewhere. And, Salt was one of the classic cases where a delisting on Binance ultimately killed the token. So, we're seeing that happen to XRP right now. And if it occurs in Monero and these other privacy coins we mentioned, obviously it's not going to be good for long-term holders. So we'll see if this is just the start of something bigger or, like you said, Ryan, just a one-off with Bittrex.
All right, let's go on to the next piece of news. We've heard it before. It's VanEck, and VanEck has proposed an ETF for Bitcoin yet again. Let's dig into this. They've done this a couple times over the last couple of years now. We all know the crypto crews over on that side of the team, but what is going to be different from this side? What's different this time?
I don't think anything's different. I mean, it's even noted in the article here by Brady Dale that the ETF will trade on the CBOE BZX exchange as before. And I don't know that the SEC's objections to the reliability of trading data, across exchanges for Bitcoin have really been resolved. I know there's a lot of work going on in the background, and there are a number of firms working on this, but I don't think it's quite yet been resolved. And I just think that, excuse me, sorry. I think they're putting the cart before the horse here. And it's also, go ahead. Oh, I was going to say maybe they're banking on the change, the regime change coming up in the next few weeks as a possible opening. But outside of that, even then though, so there's one different guy at the top, one different person at the top. The people who are looking at it, the examiners, they're all still probably the same people, or largely the same people, and they probably see Bitcoin largely the same way. I don't know what they're hoping to achieve here. Well, obviously they're trying to get the ETF approved, but I don't think that they're any closer to getting one approved. It feels like a roll of the dice.
No, I agree with you. I think maybe the only thing they have known to them, because if we all remember what one of the top reasons why the SEC was not approving the Bitcoin ETF was because of volatility of Bitcoin. And I think one of the things that is different now than it was last year and the last rejection is we did go through a springtime of heavy volatility in the equity markets. And it basically tested the notion that, hey, listen, Bitcoin is no more volatile than the equity markets can be at times, and that was proven back in March. So maybe they're banking on the fact that there's now more stability, particularly with institutions and corporates coming in.
That was the next point I was going to make. The fact that the SEC is okay with MicroStrategy holding 1.2 billion, 1.3 billion in Bitcoin. Maybe they're banking on that being their entree into approval. But if they're not approved, I wonder what the potential negative fallout for MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor could potentially be. Could there be any?
Have we ever heard of a federally barred investment from a company that a corporate can do? I mean, obviously the illegal stuff, but I don't know. That's a good question. I guess we'll have to wait and see and play this another Bitcoin ETF application out. Hopefully it gets somewhere. There's been a lot of derivatives or variants of it in other countries on other exchanges that have played out pretty well and successfully. So they do have those going for it. But yeah, I mean, okay, let's move on to the fun stuff. There's a quick breaking news episode. So we're going to go straight to the $50 Bitcoin weekly giveaway.
Who's the winner, Alex? Who won this week?
It's from a land far, far away, I think. The winner for this week's Bitcoin giveaway from Trade the Chain here is Flying New Zealand. That is the person's handle on YouTube is Flying New Zealand. Twitter, they're known as @Nick_blockchain. So Flying New Zealand @Nick at blockchain. That's your name. You've heard it. Contact us. Go to the About Us page. Hit us out. And Ryan, CJ, and myself, and Monty in spirit are going to really happily send you $50 of New Year's Bitcoin. So that's all.
Nick Steele, right? That's his name. I think it says on Twitter. So congrats to Nick Steele, Flying New Zealand.
Flying New Zealand. And we will do another giveaway for our next week's episode on our next episode. So stay tuned for that. You don't have to go follow everybody and put stuff in the comments today.
I was going to say, how do people win? But I guess we're
we'll do that. Maybe we'll see what our diaries are good for on and how the markets react. So maybe we'll do a Tuesday, Wednesday midweek episode, and we'll start the contest then, and we'll draw it on our weekly Friday. Until then, guys, I hope everybody had a great New Year. Flying New Zealand, congrats on the $50 Bitcoin giveaway. CJ, thank you, sir. Ryan, thank you, sir. Everybody enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Thanks, everyone.